Hi, I'd like to introduce Markus, who is a peer support worker with our ACT Gambling Support Service.
Hi, Roz.
Hi. Markus, could you tell us what a peer support worker is?
Yeah, I'd love to, Roz. Look, peer support worker is basically someone like myself who has a lived experience, and I'm able to share that lived experience and walk side by side with a person and share that. Basically, what I'm able to do is share what it's like. I'm here to listen without judgment and unrealistic expectations. And what I'm able to do is the ability to be able to offer encouragement and hope and empowerment, and I will endeavour to be able to show understanding.
So Markus, what's the purpose of a peer support worker?
That's actually a really good question. And the purpose of a peer support worker is to share my common experience. So basically it's being able to sow a seed of belief, because you lose your belief. And so there is basically your hope can grow that life doesn't always have to be like this. You know, I'll work through barriers with a person and I'll advocate for people who are affected by gambling harm. I'll assist in trying to link up services such as emergency relief, support groups, housing, and accessing various types of help that's required for a person's individual needs.
What happens when a person contacts a peer support worker?
Well, look, if you are calling or you're wanting to contact a peer support worker, basically everyone's journey is different, and we'll walk by your side on this journey. So it really depends on the individual. I'll work with a person and their needs, and I'll discuss a plan for their journey. It'll also include me being able to link people to resources, going to appointments, remote contact, face-to-face, for argument's sake, and as well as outreach support.
Okay. What's your best advice to someone suffering from gambling harm?
Gee, Ros, that's an interesting one, because there's a lot of advice out there for people. But I think, first of all, what people really need to look at is to be honest with yourself. And I think that's the primary thing that I learned on my journey. You've got to look at whether you accept that aspects of your life have become unmanageable, and are being affected by gambling harm. Are you willing to share this? And that is really the first step on the journey to recovery. You've really got to be patient and stop being so hard on yourself, because at the end of the day, you're human and you make mistakes.
What's the best way to find help?
Look, the best way to find help is basically the first step. And it's the first step of making contact is a big step, and acknowledging that you or a family member or a friend may be affected by gambling harm. Number one. Number two is actually pick up the phone and call 1-800-858-858 with a confidence that is free, confidential, and anonymous. We'll listen without judgment or unrealistic expectation. We will endeavour to show you that there is hope and that life will not always be the way it is now.